Hi everyone, welcome back for another Project Life video. So this is the week of the 1st to the 7th of June. So I'm using the Day in the Life collection from Echo Park, mainly because it's the first week of the new month. So I wanted to use this title card that says June. I'm not a big fan of the black. Obviously June's meant to be sort of summery, although it's not particularly summery at the moment. So just to jazz it up a little bit, I used some washi tape and a sticker. And then also because of the black, it would have been hard to see the dates. So that's why I'm putting this sticker on here and then going to be writing the dates in. So the 1st to the 7th of June. I feel like for this week I should have used a food collection. There's a lot of pictures of food for which I'm sorry. It was a really busy week and the only things I sort of thought to take photos of was the food that I ate. So it's kind of like a what I ate in the week sort of thing. But this first picture here, this was when I was invigilating and the sky was so dark. It was like a dystopian thing. And then we had a massive thunderstorm, which obviously for June, it is meant to be summer. But yeah, so that was really interesting sort of watching it out the window. That second photo there is just more invigilating. I feel like a broken record with the amount of photos I'm putting in of my exam invigilating, but you know, that is what is happening in my life right now. Then this picture here, for lunch one day, I did myself some boiled eggs and soldiers, and they actually turned out really well. Like the yolk was still runny, but the white was hard. So yeah, I was quite impressed that I managed to do that. And then this is another example of where I'm really rushing these over the past few weeks because I thought I'd forgotten to print a photo out. So I've actually had some wallpaper samples that I really wanted to use in a collection. So I thought, oh, this would be a good week to use this. So I really like sort of the splodges on the wallpaper, but you'll see what will happen in a second. This is another example of some food. So my mum found some crisps that a bit like the pom bears. We have crisps in the UK that are shaped like bears, but they had the shape of hippos' faces on, which I thought was really cute. And then if you watched my video last week, you saw that I messed up with my layout. So I managed to use the cut apart that I made to that I had to sort of sacrifice. I managed to put it back in this week's one, which was quite nice. So that first picture that I've just put in on the second thing, actually I'll come back and talk about that because this is where I found the photo that was meant to go in that middle section there. So my dog went to the groomers and she's not a big fan of the groomers, and when she comes back having had a haircut, she looks quite different to how she normally does when she's all fluffy. So that was just a picture there, which I stuck on the wallpaper sample just because I wanted to see sort of like, you can't really see it, but sort of see the wallpaper behind it. So yeah, I managed to fix that. And then, so yeah, that first photo, because I've been working a lot recently, I haven't been able to do many dog walks. Thankfully, my mum has been doing them for me. But yeah, this was one first that I got to do during the week, and it was quite sunny, which was really nice. I just stuck a cut apart in there that says the future depends on what you do in the present. And then this photo here, I've started saying goodbye to some of my tutoring people who are doing GCSEs. They don't need me anymore now the exams are over. And so one person here, they bought me a nice bottle of wine and very kindly gave me a gift card as well. So I just wanted to document that. Then another cut apart that says a goal without a plan is just a wish. So I've been doing sort of starting to sort of do a lot of planning, a lot of thinking, possibly a bit of overthinking, but who knows. And then this middle picture, I was actually finished by 4:15 on the Friday, which was really nice. So I just sat in the garden, and actually my next door neighbour came round to chat with my mum over something. So it was nice to sort of sit in the garden with them. And then for tea on Friday, I went to the chippy and got a battered sausage and chips, and my partner had fish and chips, and it was absolutely delicious. So yeah, it was really nice to have that. And then more food. So on Saturday, I had a really long working day, but I managed to pop home for some lunch, and my pudding was a slice of carrot cake that my next door neighbour had brought round, which was really nice. Just had that with a cup of tea. And then on the Saturday evening, we made some homemade gyros, which actually turned out really well. So it was really nice to have some yummy food there. And then with this cutout, I'm just writing the to-do list. I like the idea that I can sort of tick it off, and when I look back through my project life, I can sort of see how successful I was. So the main thing I need to do is my tax return, which I'm not particularly looking forward to doing, but it's got to be done. And just some sort of random little bits that I'd like to do between now and the end of June. And then as a bit of sort of an additional insert, I wasn't expecting to do this, but my partner and I took the dog for a walk to a little village where actually I used to work, and I worked there for about a year and never even knew that these places existed. So there's actually a deer park, which was really nice. And then we walked through a church, and in the churchyard there was a peacock, which was really random and unexpected and also really cool. And then we saw some bunnies again, which were really cute. So yeah, this turned out to be a lovely walk, and so we got so many pictures that I couldn't pick which one to put in the project life. So I thought, oh, I'll do a little additional insert for it. So just to jazz it up a little bit, just putting some washi tape on there. And then we saw a really beautiful butterfly, managed to get sort of it still enough to take a photo. And then while we were sat in the church where the peacock was, it was just a really lovely view. So I put that there. And then we ended up walking through a farm, and there were some pigs and little piglets, which were so cute. They were sort of bounding around. So yeah, managed to get a picture of that because, again, we didn't expect to sort of see all that. So yeah, it ended up being a really lovely walk, and actually sort of out in the fresh air just was nice for a bit of a reprieve from the busyness of the last few months. So yeah, going to then put some stickers on. So yeah, I chose a Sunday sticker because it was Sunday, and then the butterfly one to match the butterfly that we saw. So I'm just going to try and squeeze this back in here. Annoyingly, the washi tape kept getting caught, and then some of the edges of the photos did. So yeah, I apologise for the amount of food content in this week, but yeah, because everything was so busy, that was kind of the main things I managed to snap a picture of. So yeah, that's it for this week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.